Facebook. How you doing? I feel like it's been a long time, but it hasn't. I think I went live last week. I don't know. I've just really cut back my social media time, so maybe that's why it feels so odd. Okay, so time to tell you what's been going on. I've been holding on to some information for a month and a half now. Yeah, I'm nervous. Mostly because I couldn't find words. I physically could not open my mouth and speak about it. And I want to say before I really get started, if you're hearing this now for the first time, please don't be upset. Please don't be offended that this is the first time you're hearing about it from me or anyone in my family, because I was a mad dog about protecting my privacy over the last month and a half, and I wouldn't allow my family to talk much about it. So please forgive us that, and it's all my fault. Not fault, it was my choice. But now I'm ready to talk about it. I think I'm still not sure. I felt a nudging today from God that share it now. So the beginning of September, I had to go in for an MRI, which was supposed to be the final step in the all clear, that the polyp had been completely removed and all the cancer was gone and it had not spread. And went and had that done, and it came back that there was a suspicious lymph node behind where the polyp was. Now, when you hear that there's possible cancer in your lymph nodes, you automatically think it's a death sentence. That is not so in my case. I am going to be okay. This has a happy ending, I promise. But it's really put us on a very longer journey than we had expected to be on. I expected to be back to living life as normal already. I went to a colorectal cancer surgeon. He's actually the chief of colorectal cancer surgery at UNMC down in Omaha. Went and saw him for a consultation, and it's not even certain that I have cancer. I still can't find the words. I'm praying to God right now. Please just give me the words to spit this out. He said it's probable that lymph node has cancer in it. You're so young, he's saying to me, you're so young that we want to make sure it's not. We want to be 100% certain, and the only way to do that is surgery. You can't needle biopsy this lymph node because it's in a very obscure place. So I had to go back for a procedure. Dr. Bly, that took out my polyp that started this whole mess, did such a good job that he could not find where it was. It had healed so good, and she had done such a good job of removing it, he could not find it. So he wanted to go in, and he called it tattoo it. So I have a tattoo now. I'm cool. No one will ever see it, but I have a tattoo now inside my colon. But he wanted to do that so that he could monitor it, make sure nothing comes back there, make sure nothing grows around the outsides, whatever. I don't even know for sure. Sometimes when he talks, I tune out, and that's when Monty tunes in. We're a great team of listening together. And then he also wanted to measure how high up the polyp was in my colon. And we got some really great news that day, such good news that I just bawled the minute I heard it. Because my first prognosis wasn't so great treatment-wise. First prognosis was I was just going to be able to get chemo and radiation, no surgery to remove it. And after finding out my new prognosis, where it is up higher, there's a certain line in your colon, and if it's above a certain line, it can be removed and your colon can be put back together. That's me now. Before that, I wasn't... they weren't going to be able to do that for me, and I was going to have some issues with going to the bathroom the rest of my life. Not some fun issues, and I didn't know that at the time. I'm glad I didn't know that at the time during the first prognosis. So it makes me even more grateful now that I can have this surgery. Yesterday we went and had, I also had a CAT scan done that day that he also did the procedure. I had a CAT scan done to make sure that it had not spread anywhere. It has not. Even the polyp or the lymph node has not changed in size. Nothing has changed. I had blood work done again, and nothing has changed. I am in very good condition. He's almost giddy about how well I am doing during this process. But yesterday's appointment was to discuss the surgery. And surgery doesn't sound fun. It's not going to be a fun thing, but it's going to be a good thing. There is a 25% chance that this polyp, or I keep calling it polyp, this lymph node does not have cancer in it. 25% chance. I'm 47 years old. And he said to us, he goes, if you were 90, I wouldn't do a thing. I'd just let the dice roll and you know, you're 90. He said, but you're 47 and you know, I have 2 daughters that have a great big long life ahead of them. I have my wonderful husband. My God, he has been amazing. He said, you have life to live. There's a 75% chance that the lymph node has cancer in it. And if we go in there and we get it, we take it out, you'll be done. There were a few more scenarios where I might have to have chemo afterwards. They won't know until I go in and take this. They're going to take the part of the colon out where the polyp was and the lymph node behind it, which only ends up being like 5 centimeters long. So it's a very little bit, but it's close enough to where things start to happen to go number 2 that I have to stay in the hospital for 3 to 7 days. They have to make sure that nothing leaks. They have to wean me back on to food, and they have to monitor how I process my food. They literally have to train me how to learn how to go to the bathroom again. So that'll be a fun 7 days. But again, I'm very grateful. Obviously, we have chosen the surgery route. I believe I'm in the 25% where I'm fine and nothing is wrong, but we're going to be overly, you know, proactive and we're cautious about this. Get rid of it, and then that will finally be the end of it for me. So on November 15th, that is when I have the surgery. Anybody that wants to send me prayers that I'm in that 25% like I believe I am, please send them my way. And if I do happen to fall in the 75%, it's still very good. Because I am young, because I am very healthy. He said I will be the healthiest person he operates on that day. I am still going to recover from this. This is not going to get me. I'll just leave it at that. I was going to share what someone said with me, but I'm going to be fine. And before this happened to me, I never knew what to say to people when they shared information like this. I now know what to say to people. I know what I want to hear. So if you're struggling with what to say ever to someone that's going through a rough time, just let them know that you're there. If they're a person of God, let them know that you'll pray for them. And you just leave it at that. You don't have to do much more than that. Just knowing that people are there for you and that they're loving on you and praying for you helps more than I ever realized it would. Just hearing those words just feel like a very soothing balm over my heart. So that's where we are. My life feels like it's been put on hold. I've put a lot of things on the back burner that I was going to do, especially this fall, that now I'm just not comfortable moving ahead with yet. So that sucks. But being able to make it through this is, you know, obviously worth it. Why I'm sharing now is because quite a few people actually have messaged me that they went and got their screenings because they watched one of my lives about the polyp. And that is another thing that just warms my heart and makes me feel good that if I have to go through this, at least my story can be a little bit of a wake-up call to somebody else. Get your breast cancer, get your mammograms, get your colonoscopies, go to the doctor for a full body checkup, get your blood work done. Just be proactive in your own health so that if there's something wrong, you catch it early and your prognosis is so much better. I think I have heard, you caught this early, good for you. I think I have heard that phrase at least 20 times from nurses, doctors, people, just the anesthesiologist. I mean, everybody mentions thank God you caught this early. And yesterday I asked my doctor, who is amazing, Dr. Sean Langenfeld from UNMC. Ugh, he's a great guy. Nicest guy. This is a completely different experience I had than when I first went down to have the lower endoscopic ultrasound that was first checking for spread and to make sure everything was gone. That was a nightmare. This has been amazing. I feel like I know I'm in the best hands that I can be down there. What was I going to say? I forgot. Bragging on Dr. Sean so much, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I asked him yesterday, what could I have done to prevent this? Did I catch this soon enough? Because I had started seeing symptoms, or whatever you want to call it, in March. I said, if I would have came in March, immediately, would this have changed anything? He said, no. He said, you are 47 years old. This shouldn't be happening to you. You shouldn't have even been thinking of going in for a colonoscopy yet. Although they have changed that. I'm going to put that in here right now. 45 years old. If you're 45 years old, go get your colonoscopy, male or female. Do it now. He said, there's nothing you could have done. This is it's a fluke that this happened to me. If I would have gone out in March, I just would have been 3 months ahead of this process. So that helped me to know that I was thinking that I was too late, that I had waited too long. I had, piddled around on Google for too long and wasted too much time. But no, I still caught it so very early that I've got an excellent outlook. All right, so I think I got it all out. I think I got all the information out. I hadn't shared it earlier for privacy issues, really. My husband and I are pretty private. We don't share a lot of information about our personal lives. My daughters are really private, and we don't react well to having bad things happen to us and we have to receive the love. We're used to being the people that are praying for you, for anyone, or doing, all the things that you do when you feel upset that someone's going through something. It's just kind of hard for us. So it was another reason that I really held off. But today, like I said, I was just kind of led that, okay, I have all my facts now. I have an outlook. I have a prognosis that I feel that I could give you all the information that made sense. If I would have done this before yesterday's doctor's appointment, I wouldn't have been able to give you a lot of that information. It would have been speculation on my part. Now I know what's ahead of me. So I have an entire month where I just get to sit back and relax and be a normal person again. That's, wow, something you miss. Just everyday routines. Remember that movie Tuesdays with Morrie? I'm like been living that. All I do is cherish the normal routines of my day. Brushing my teeth. Just brushing my teeth and not having to think about anything other than I'm brushing my teeth. That is a luxury. It really peels back the layers of your life when you are facing something like this. But like I keep saying, I'm good, I'm fine. I will definitely get past this because I am young, I am healthy, I'm very strong-willed. I'm too stubborn to not get through it. My family will attest to that. So don't worry about me, but do send the prayers. I will appreciate the prayers. I love you all. And again, if you're just hearing about this for the first time, please don't be upset. I was the one that told my family, please just wait on telling people because we don't have all the facts yet. We don't have all the information yet. And I was still, in the beginning, I didn't do so well. I had some pretty bad panic attacks. And if it weren't for Monty, I wouldn't have got through those. I'd probably be in a mental hospital right now. Do they still have those? I don't know. That was probably politically incorrect. I'm sorry. I should stop now. But we're through the worst part of it, I believe. It's all downhill from now. Thank you guys for watching. I love you and have a very great Thursday.